What's good, everyone? With the 6-year anniversary quickly approaching for JP, which happens to be the end of this month, I figured I would go ahead and talk about this because I am under the assumption that this 55 multi-LR guaranteed banners should return. I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, it was a pretty popular banner that got a lot of people excited last year, so my assumption is we'll definitely get that again this year. So with that being said, I wanted to provide a short summary of what this exactly is as a banner, as well as how to get the tickets in terms of like how it was last year, as well as the availability of the tickets themselves. Now, if you remember last year when this came out, they made the unfortunate mistake of locking the very last ticket until part 3, and we'll talk about the time frame within the campaign or celebration itself of each parts or whatnot. But I think ultimately a lot of people were very, very unhappy about having to wait until the very end. Now, you do have the 200 stone option as well. Essentially what you can do is summon on this immediately with 200 stones, or you wait until you get enough tickets for it. Now, my suggestion is you're probably better off waiting for the tickets. I tend to not do very well with these types of banners, so given the fact that we do have extremely good banners during the 6-year anniversary, just like last year where the dual Dokkan Fest for the 5-year anniversary LRs, as well as the second part that had the legendary banner with 2 new LRs in that banner as well. So, from a value standpoint, this might not be as great as some of the other banners, you know what I mean? But this is, an LR guaranteed banner, so at the end of the day, you do get an LR. Now, it depends on the types of units you're looking for, right? If we take a look at the featured units, this is pretty much the consistent view of the types of units you'll see. Some of these are pretty decent, but they're not really the marquee signings of your Dokkan Battle Club, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like, these are units you could potentially live without. But nevertheless, this is the featured unit list. The way to look at it is it's treat it similar to a legendary banner. The featured units suck, but the prize is more or less the LRs that the chances of pulling an LR potentially. So with that being said, let's just scroll through the list. So this is what the list of LRs included in the pool itself, not as a feature, but you did have the ability to potentially pull them. So this is based on I think JP's setup, if I'm not mistaken. So with that being said, this is kind of the format with that. So again, the most recent one that I can think of on here is basically the Super Saiyan LR Super Saiyan God Goku. Now that came out on, I believe, November of last year for JP. So the direct relation to that for the upcoming 6-year, if they did roll this out, is the LR Turles squad, which came out in October of this year. So they might cut it off there where they do actually include that unit, but units like LR Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, the tech version, I doubt we'll see that. Similar to last year where Spirit Bomb absorbed Goku wasn't on the banner itself. So I think that's probably, in summary, the overall view of what you're looking at. Probably, we will have a decent amount of new LRs included on here if they do roll this out. So with that being said, let's move on to the actual campaign schedule of last year. So just to give you an idea of how they broke this out in terms of ticket distribution. So last year the celebration actually started on the 29th. Basically the countdown started on the 22nd, I think a week prior to that. So officially the 5-year anniversary started on the 29th, and it'll be a similar date this year as well. So that's part 1. Now part 2, they did also give out tickets, and that started on February 10th, it looks like. And then unfortunately we had 3 different parts, unlike some of the previous years for the anniversary, where part 3 started on February 21st. Now the problem ultimately with this is, that's fine if they want to split it into 3 parts, but I think they banked a little too much on the first ever EZA for an LR unit with the LR Zamasu / Goku Black, or whatever the right name was for it. But I don't think that generated enough hype to kind of justify 3 different parts, right? Let alone locking the last ticket until part 3. So it's kind of I would consider the 3-part strategy a little bit of a hiccup on their end last year. the idea would have been fine had they been a little bit more heavier in content, I think. But essentially the point being, the tickets were locked behind 3 different parts. So I do have it. I basically pulled it from my video last year, and basically these are the types of missions you have for each of the parts. So just part 1, you have your basic stuff like obtaining skill orbs and equipping them, raising SA levels, consuming ACTs or staminas. We had that Frieza soldier training event last year during the celebration, so a lot of missions related to that in terms of like acquiring tickets. And then part 2, we had some additional stuff like ACT driven missions and all whatnot. But part 3, again, they locked one last ticket until the very end, which is clear any stage 5 times. It's a pretty easy mission, but the fact that they locked it behind is what ultimately people were very, very unhappy about. So, that's ultimately what it comes down to. I think it's a simple fact that they really did kind of just, bank on the ticket being like the most exciting thing out of the celebration. One of the most exciting things out of the celebration, anyway. So that's kind of the format with that. So. With that being said, I just wanted to provide kind of a review and also color as to what my expectations are when it comes to this. And my gut instinct tells me they'll bring this back. There's no way like something this popular they wouldn't bring this back. Otherwise, I think a lot of people will be kind of unhappy about it. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and wrap up here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys later. All right, peace out.